Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes was just released, and to be frank, why was the story even told? Starting off with the good about this movie, because there definitely are some good moments about it. The CGI in this movie was fantastic. You really couldn't tell that most of this was CGI. They did a fantastic job with it. And it's very similar to like the other Planet of the Apes movies. If you've seen those, it's a very similar CGI style. The acting for the most part I thought was good. I really did like the villain. I think they got the perfect amount of screen time, and to an extent they're right. And that is something that I do like whenever you can kind of see where the villain's coming from. And this movie definitely had that for sure. Other than that, I don't think I like too much of it.
I liked this movie. I didn't love it. I had one gripe with it, which I'll get into it, but I did like the acting. I liked the cast. I dug Noah's arc, which I didn't think I was going to care for because I was a fan of the past trilogy and I
Yeah.
really like Caesar and then Caesar's son. And this takes place surprisingly for me, I didn't get that from the trailer. This takes place it's several hundred years later, which
Yeah,
is,
like many
I thought,
generations, I think. I don't.
yeah, I thought they were gonna leap forward, but I didn't think like, this much.
Yeah,
So
same here.
I thought we were gonna get something from Caesar. So we
Yeah.
get introduced to Noah. I liked him. I didn't think I was gonna like him. I didn't like him from the trailers, if I'm being honest. I was like,
He was
trying to,
boring from the trailers.
redo Caesar. But no, he's got his own thing going on. He's got his own adventure, and I liked it. I liked it a lot. I liked the dude that plays him. I liked the cast. I did dig the villain. And again, from the trailers, I was like, it's a generic ass villain. I dug him. It goes into some very human aspects of like,
Yeah.
you know, how humanity, how we tend to, you know, fuck shit up and break things up. They go into a little religious stuff, and
There's a lot of religion in here, actually. Yeah.
it was surprising to me how like, you know, from the previous movies, I'm sorry to keep going back to that, but like the whole thing from the apes was like, let's not be like the fucking humans. They can't get right. And here we are several hundred years later, and the apes are, for all intents and purposes, taking a cue from humans and saying, hey, look, here's this religion. Let's build everything around it. And if you're not okay with that, well, then F you, and you're the enemy. And I'm like, well, that's exactly what humans do. So that's
Yeah.
I like that. I like that they instilled that into their society. I like how you know strong he feels about it. And most villains don't really think of themselves as the bad guy, and I love that. I'm a
Oh
sucker for
yeah.
that. Because the Joker's just out there to blow shit up, but I love a villain that like doesn't believe he's the villain and has
hmm
full conviction on what he's doing, and this dude did that. So I
Yeah.
dug that. The only issue I had with the movie is, and it was very Transformer-ish. It's the
Yes.
human aspect of it. The because I was really made to care about Noah and his arc, and even the villain. Villain's got some
hmm
great scenes and stuff. As Griff said, he's got some great screen time, and I dug into his philosophy. I was like, I mean, I wouldn't follow him, but I was like, I understand why he's doing it. I understand his conviction behind it. But then we have the human aspect of it, and I didn't give two fucks about that whole stuff with the humans. I
Yeah.
was, I didn't feel um
It just didn't make sense.
that, and I don't know. It's not that she's a horrible actress. I'm not saying that at
No.
all. It's
She's
just
not at all.
I didn't feel like, maybe it was a bit much. Maybe between Noah and the other apes and their whole thing, and then you stick in the human aspect. It's like, oh, I'm a human and I'm, being mistreated by apes.
Yeah. Real quick
That
before we
was my
dive
thing.
into that, let us know what you thought about Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes in the comments below. What was your guys' favorite part? If you didn't like us, tell us why. But just going off with what everyone's saying with the human aspect, it didn't really make too much sense to me. The character of May was a bit weird, honestly. I don't know exactly how I feel about it because at first she's trusting, and
A
then
little too trusting.
yeah, and then she, as every character in this movie has their own agenda. Then once their agenda is revealed, and you kind of think that would be it, especially after revealing her what her true intentions were, true goals, she still kind of went back and made some decisions that seemed a little bit out of character. If you're familiar with the other trilogy and even like the first few seconds of the movie, you know that humans kind of lost their intelligence, can't really talk anymore. Yet 90% of all humans you meet in this movie can talk, extremely intelligent, read, write, do engineering, create explosives, which just felt really weird and off considering everything we've been led to believe about the franchise and humans that have even been established in this movie. That just didn't make too much sense to me, especially since you're starting by reiterating that the virus is still very much in play.
And that virus has lasted for a long ass time, man. We're going on 400
Yeah.
years already.
So that part just didn't make too much sense. And there's a lot of, especially the ending, the science with satellites. As you know, like you send out a signal, then you have this giant receiver dish, so it bounces the signal back so you can receive it. So you would think that if all the panels are pretty much gone, they couldn't receive a signal. Not in this movie, which is a bit odd, because that doesn't make any sense whatsoever. I understand it's a little bit of a nitpick. It's a science fiction movie. I understand, but it's not rocket science and it doesn't take a high understanding of signals and waves to understand it. And perhaps the funniest part of this movie to me is despite this kind of post-apocalyptic world, Denim has survived. Don't know how, but the main one of the main characters is the only character wearing denim when everyone else is wearing like rags. I thought that was just a bit funny. And to be honest, I thought the movie was pretty boring. I wanted to leave after 30, 40 minutes. I think they should have shaved off 30 to 45 minutes because it's 2 hour, 20-minute movie, and I was yawning and looking at the clock, just wanting to get out the entire time.
Damn, I did not feel that way.
Yeah, it's
I
just
I, I enjoyed it, but maybe that's because I enjoyed the previous three.
yeah, that's definitely possible. I mean,
I will say the previous three did get the human aspect better than
yeah,
this one did. This
I'd
one
agree.
can work on the human department a bit, and this is supposed to start a new trilogy, so we'll see
Easily, yeah.
how well it does. I know it was expensive as all hell, as Griff said at the beginning. The CGI in this movie is tip top. I mean, it's what they do with these apes is pretty awesome. These
Hmm.
actors, they're emulating what Andy Serkis has done with Gollum and with Caesar and things like that, and they've gotten it to a point where it just, it looks pretty damn real. I mean,
Yeah,
we know they're not real, but they look as realistic as I think they can get them. So,
I would agree.
hats off to that. But I enjoyed it. I would watch again. I would
Yeah,
say that
I
would be my
mean,
only gripe.
yeah, they do have some good characters, and they do have a lot of good interaction with them. I definitely do agree with that. I guess just also with that one thing that did bug me at the end when you have the villain outnumbered 100 to 1, literally 100 to 1, and then everyone doesn't do a single thing about it is a little bit infuriating, especially when one of the characters that's not doing anything is the mother, and she just that was also just a bit odd. I think, especially going forward, they have the characters down. I do think they need to streamline the story a little bit. And given this movie is introduced a lot of things that they don't need to go reintroduce going forward, I do think they can definitely improve upon it, especially since they're gonna know what they want to do, have the time to do it, and they don't need to worry too much about bringing in new elements that they could probably do a solid job, but I think they do need to focus on the writing and streamline it just a little bit to make it all flow nicely, not have subplots that are kind of getting in the way of the main story. Because in my opinion, we needed to get to the villain faster instead of at the hour 30 mark.
Could be. Also, for me, I think and of course, that just all depends on how much money these things keep making. But
Yeah.
I would like to see a conclusion to this.
Yeah, because this franchise has been going on since the 70s.
Oh yeah,
It has, I think, probably close to 9 or 10 movies, right?
I think this is the 10th.
Yeah, that's a long running franchise for pretty much anything. I mean, there are of course franchises that have gone longer, but
I
this
mean, we're still getting
story,
stupid ass Fast and the Furious movies. So
ugh, don't remind me. Probably gonna review it next year. But
sadly,
this story also didn't feel too unique for Planet of the Apes. I just how much more can you really do?
not much, which is why I'm saying that,
So do we really need
give us
another
a.
trilogy?
I mean, you already got us down the rabbit hole. Might as
We
well.
could stop the rabbit hole. We don't need, I would be totally fine stopping here.
I wouldn't want to stop here. I'd be dissatisfied if we stopped here. I want at least
They
one more
shouldn't have
and then
even
wrap it
made
up.
this one to begin with.
No, but the previous three made the money, so
You're right.
yeah.
Then hopefully the next one is better.
If this one gives them a big box office, we're
I
gonna
don't
get a third,
I don't
second
think
one.
it's gonna go above 500. What do you think of the comments? How much do you think projection that Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes is gonna make? Because I don't think it's gonna be that much. I mean, as Edward said, it felt very much like
It's
Transformers,
got a
especially
big
with
following.
that's true.
I know that for sure.
That's
I
true. And I
know
know a lot of
it's got
people
a
are very
very
excited for
loyal
this.
it's got a very loyal fan base. I'm a casual fan of the Planet of the Apes movies. I'm not like die hard, but I do know some friends that, just
Yeah.
big. And there's also this nostalgia factor, like, people from back in the 70s or early 80s that they're hardcore fans. And then there's of course there's people that couldn't fucking care less. So there's a bit of there for everyone.
Yeah. Which category are you guys in? Let us know in the comments. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this movie, check out this movie right here. And as always, we'll see you guys next time.
Take care, guys.